Bonjour. Je m'appelle. Mhm. Mhm. Uh-huh. It's a naughty monkey. Oh, fuck.
The hell am I speaking?
I don't know.
She Latino too? Oh shit.
We must stop their barricade.
Engage in intimacy with men and nothing happens because of their porn addictions and because they are so used to engaging
Oh my
on
god,
the internet,
that's
they don't know how to engage with a real woman in real
Get out
life.
of here.
I appreciate this.
And I think the key word that you say there is sacredness. It just
They
seems
got
like
to leave that
not
one.
only do
Really went
young
anywhere.
boys have this opportunity and this access,
feel like
but
I might
also
have to change.
this is
What are they
arising or this
playing?
has reached critical mass in the time of a
Oh,
culture
Ash,
that
Sombra.
treats
Fuck
nothing as
you,
sacred when
Zen.
it
He's
comes
playing
to
instant,
sex
so
and
I can't play
sexuality.
Mercy.
And other than sexual, the fact
No
that
one
like
can
any
hide
desire that comes out of you
play
is
Moira,
good,
but I hate
and you should
playing
affirm
Moira.
that, and we
I
don't
like
shame, and we
playing
don't
Moira, but I
you
hate
know, do
having
this
to
or
play
that, and
her.
like just it's all this like sex positive
Trying.
energy, but that's not like done in
Engage
any
that
way that
might be
is
why I'm
protective
suffering
of that
competitive
aspect and
because
that
I'm not
reverence that you
playing
were
Oh, no.
describing before that actually leads to healthy
Sure, it's
relationships,
fine.
healthy pair bonding, healthy connections. And as we've lost that reverence, a new environment has emerged in which men and women find it very difficult to pair bond, find it difficult to navigate the sexual side of their relationship. It seems like it's just utter chaos and spilling everywhere on the streets, and there's not a pattern to follow of how to get to a healthy relationship or healthy pair bonding together in the culture anymore that is generally agreed upon or celebrated or enshrined in any way. It's just like this free for all, and then we're surprised that the outcomes that have
Thank
followed
you.
have
Let's
been
go.
It's
Oh,
just
nothing
something to
like
think about.
that
I know people
teamwork.
who are developing kinks before they've even actually
I'll
had
just
sex.
push this a little bit.
Isn't that crazy? And of course, it's not crazy to think about for today. You're like, oh yeah, that's totally normal. Like, yeah, to have sex with every single guy and girl at this point, but that's crazy. Absolutely insane.
Which is almost every male.
That's not cool. I don't like that.
So Malga. Okay.
And what is very hard to say to these
What's he
folks
doing up here?
is
I can't do my alt up here. What
Being
the
a
fuck?
stinky poo poo. That's all he's
Assuming
doing.
that
He's being stinky.
you are destroying
Oh my
your own
god.
sexual mind, and you are harming
Not cool.
your
It's so
future
not
partner.
Now tell me you can't put a sleep dart into that fat
And
body.
by doing
I mean,
that, you're
that
changing your whole life.
muscular big body.
You don't think you're
Oh
making a
my
decision
goodness.
in your life. You think you'll do it, and it's not good.
Really Zen killed me.
Maybe you will, but the question is, you can't go back to whatever your mind would have done.
Yes,
It
you
was
said.
Relationship
Fucking die.
if
Motherfucker.
you have seen
What?
so many of these images,
I said it was
and
fun.
your mind
That's
it has no resistance to this because it has seen it with its own photoreceptors.
Yeah, you go to sleep, bitch. You go to sleep for a good long
As if
time,
that's
okay,
a real
motherfucker?
portrayal
Get your ass over here.
of sex. And
What
it
the
isn't.
fuck?
That's a market force. That's not what passion is. So really, for many years, I suffered the accusation of being a prude for saying things like this. And I'm not a prude. I'm not even against sexually explicit content. Erotica is fine. That's an ancient form. I'm against what the market is doing to sex, which I think is extremely dangerous.
And it seems like the incentives plus
I'm not even
the
close.
emerging
I'm only
AI
25. She's gotten
could
2,
just
and I've only
add
gotten
gas to that
one.
fire.
I'm only
And
25
mind
for
you,
the
they don't
next
give
one.
a shit that they're ruining your relationships with your brain. They
What the
don't
fuck is she
care.
doing to
They're
get it so
pumping out
much?
content and doing the same thing over and
Uh-oh,
over and
where the
over,
hell did
and
I go?
just like
I don't
revving
know.
up the energy and the kinks and making it crazier and crazier and crazier.
Bro.
And that element of like you can't go back once you've done it.
I'm like
I
in the
think
middle of the
can
enemy.
be
They outnumber us.
both a motivating and a limiting thing to hear, but it's important to like emphasize the fact that even if you have been consuming porn and it's been super salacious and going to like the depths of the internet to find the craziest things, everything you do
Becoming a
after you know, the
Smurf.
point of knowing these things is just added damage. So I think you can hear that and go, oh well, I've already done it, so I'm gonna keep, you know, I've already done the damage. It sounds like, but the more you do, the more damage.
Yeah, it's a great point that I mean, we're kind of told by mainstream culture that this is a consequence-free thing. I feel like every time the topic of porn comes up, people jump to the forefront that no, it's actually healthy. No, it does good things for you. No, it can be done in the right way and all this stuff. But I think Brett's saying something that needs to be said right now, which is that by and large, there's almost no benefit to engaging in this stuff, and it harms yourself and it harms your future relationships, and there's no better time to stop and to start building a healthy mind and preparing for a healthy relationship than right now. And I think it shouldn't be prudish to say that. It's just common sense, and I'm glad that we're reaching a point now where that's being said and okay to say.
Yeah, because you rob yourself of just like how great your life could be. Like you're robbing yourself of future experience. It's like, you know, they say like drinking alcohol, doing drugs is borrowing tomorrow's happiness. You are borrowing tomorrow and the
least
next
you can't
years
throw
and
it
the
up
next
here.
decades
For sure.
intimacy, from
I was
your,
waiting after I said
partner,
that for
from-
it to be bounced up
from watching
here.
this.
I'm like, oh.
Oh.
Because right now we have real women who are taking pictures and putting filters on and photoshopping and whatever they can do, but they're actually
throw it up
doing
in
that
the air.
themselves. What if we take away the human woman with the
fuck.
soul and just
Missed
replace
everybody.
it
Too
with an
bad.
AI
Too sad.
that is designed to get you to pay attention to it as long as possible? And it could exploit our brains just like fast food has exploited us. There's no limit to that.
It can and it will. And even worse than that, we're already at the point where AI can attach somebody's face
Nobody to kill.
pornography.
Because I was in the room
who
healing
didn't
fucking
consent to
Hanzo
it.
because he was a
And
needy
so,
little squirmy
imagine that your
fucker.
sexual mind is being instructed by this profit-driven industry.
What a waste of an
And
alt.
it gets the ability to attach the face of your crush to these violent or otherwise troubling images. And then how exactly are you supposed to navigate a relationship with that person? Should they
Yeah.
find you attractive?
Our aimbot, our Ash.
It's going to destroy what little
Oh yeah,
of
we're real
value
proud of her.
remains in that
Of course,
landscape.
I'm real
And
proud. Must take a lot of
just
effort to put
doesn't
that
leave a
aimbot on.
path forward in which there is an honorable relationship between
That's the third time she's got it.
I think this
Yeah.
is very much going to be something that happens. I think
She's
it's a
1v3ing
niche
right now.
At
What
least
the
this
hell?
time
Like that's
It
insane.
took
It's
her
not gonna
about the
happen.
same amount
I
of
read
time
something
to
the other
get it
day.
because
Of
I'm
course, this
about
could
the
not
same amount
be true
into mine as I was last time. She
somebody
got it
posting
really
about,
quickly the first
blowing
time.
up their relationship. And it was actually a woman who had found an AI site where you could talk to like your favorite anime, cartoon, whatever bot, and it would become a chatbot for you. And she's engaged to be married.
Bob
talking to this
stomped on me.
Chatbot for
I'm out of here.
both, you know, on an emotional level, on a sexual level, and it got so bad to the point
I
where
didn't say
she would be
that.
with her partner, but trying
Oh,
to find
shit.
reasons to
I'm gonna
separate
be
from her partner. Like, oh yeah, you can go to sleep or whatever, and she would be talking to this chatbot, telling it about the horrible stuff that was happening in her day, or you know, little tiffs she had at work and things that were going awry. And of course, your fiance eventually finds out about this, and he books it because that's like it's you know, it's a tough thing to grapple with. And of course, I think there's something to think about from the part of being the other in the relationship. Being, okay, what kind of environment did I foster that you didn't feel like you could come to me and that you were instead going to AI? But also, my goodness, how do you recover? That I do not know. I hope it wasn't a real story.
Yeah, it just seems like
You know
we're
how
on
many
this
times that
slippery
actually
slope
died.
of dehumanization. And I'd argue that starts
Miss
like
my
with
extra
within the
stuff.
hookup culture. There's a lot that's kind of dehumanizing in that, and then you get into these OnlyFans symbiotic relationships of men and women, and then you add
You know,
AI
there's
into the mix, and that
extra
and you end up like in the movie Her,
Got
falling
that
in love
special
with
aimbot
computers,
sauce.
preferring the digital world to the real, and like our brains
Oh,
just
she
being
died.
hijacked
So did
by these companies that are trying to
know,
profit off
life
of this, and
save
we're complicit in it.
us,
We're like the
save
rats
us,
that are in the
Hector.
experiment.
I
That
knew
if you
just
give
a
them a little lever to pull that gives them a dopamine hit, we'll just keep pulling and
No,
pulling it. We do
it's
that with
I'm very
smartphones in
small
general,
and
but
very
large
fat and
digital
very
systems are a
round,
huge,
okay? Can't do
area where
much.
that
I'm just a little
happens,
hamster.
and it's like, how do we reverse course
This
on
guy's
that
name is
and
Hammies.
fight for humanization and remaining in touch with your humanity and
I gave you
believing
the
that I'm
special
worth more
stuff,
than this.
dude.
I deserve better than ending up needing to get my needs fulfilled from some AI thing.
Wasn't
or,
enough. You
or
weren't
whatever it
heel
may be.
buffing.
I think you need like a positive vision. I can't just be like,
You
oh, I
need to
don't
have
like
your
these
heel
negative
buffs
things, 'cause that can
installed.
reinforce, I think, negative
Oh, God.
Ah!
Behind us. I don't even know what direction we're going.
You don't want to do
Holy
anything, you just
shit.
beat yourself up and feel shameful and end up stuck even further. I think
No!
you need like a positive vision.
Fuck
of,
you,
the
Zenyatta,
person that
you little
wanna be, the
bitch.
life that you
I
wanna
can't
have,
heal,
believing
bro.
that
I'm
you are
dead.
somebody who
And my ultimate's
has
almost ready.
worth
I'm about to
and
get
is
fucked
worthy
here.
of being loved for who you are. and
God damn it,
sharing
dude, they
a kind
always
of
do this
Thanks for
to
being
us.
in the middle,
weird
Widow.
one connection with
Yeah,
the
thanks for
other
being in the
person and
middle.
having a positive
Thanks,
vision for
Zarya,
that.
for being an
And
absolute cunt of a
that gives you a
player.
reason not to engage in this stuff.
This
and
widow's
not to
gotten
give yourself
6
over
kills
to
because
these
she
dehumanizing
stands in the
forces.
middle of a
And I think that's
fucking lane.
huge point because
Yeah.
it is like kind of the gravity of modern life and modern culture and the technological moment that we
Let's
live
go,
in.
come on,
It's trying to
Zarya.
continue to pull. So what is the
Trying
opposite
to
force that is
stop
keeping
him.
you,
Come on.
Okay,
from
I didn't
being
do
If I have to
jack
stand
shit
here and
damage.
stop him, come on.
fighting against?
I didn't do any damage.
Have you off and actually
Hanzo.
having the conversation is so important because a lot of people are just like keeping this to
Hanzo,
themselves.
what the
and they're not
fuck?
even open with the fact
God,
that
what
they're
the
why
doing
are you
things,
behind the
let
thing
alone
for
the
being
fuck?
about,
Why
you know,
can't I heal you?
problem. And it is like this is
So I'm gonna report the
for
Junkrat.
every human want, desire,
Yeah.
or need,
Got
some
the heal buff
corporation's gonna
hacks
come
for
around
sure.
and develop
Sure, on
a
his little
shortcut to
tire.
it. Like for our nourishment, there's fast food. For our entertainment and attention,
She only
there's
died
social
4
media and
times.
these sort of like mindless videos that we
And
can
eat
watch.
a cookie
And
deal
for
or something.
sexual needs and desire, which is a very real thing for all human beings, there's
Oh
going to be the porn
my
industry and things like
goodness.
OnlyFans. And there's always going to be some entity that's trying to unlock that and, you know, suck as much money as they
God,
possibly
hard
can
tank is a
out
5,
of
really?
what is a
Yeah.
very real desire for humans.
And from like an evolutionary
Of course, I'm a
standpoint,
5.
does this point towards
What's it?
extinction,
Fuck. Yeah.
or does this point to maybe like
What do you
people
call
figure
it?
out a
Which
new
is
way
more
to
than I've
breed
gotten for some of the other games I've played. but, you know.
digitally?
You know, it takes an awful lot to create extinction. I see that hazard in various things that we're doing. I don't see it in the absolute destruction of normal relation between the sexes, because, you know, it only takes a small number of people to figure it out to keep the species going. And in fact, you know, you can imagine all kinds of dystopias in which eggs and sperm are joined in some way and technologically.
Did your cat miss you?
Brought
Because
to
it's he did
maturity,
not.
or
He was very
surrogacy
mad at me.
becomes economically
He's just-
driven by
he
people
missed you.
who
Yeah,
want
he
to
only
produce
started
children
getting
for
happy when I
reasons of vanity
asked him
or
if he wanted a
whatever.
treat, and
You
then
know,
he
so
loved
there are
me
lots of
again.
ways in which humanity can go forward, but
He was like, I forgave you.
from the point of view
It's
of a
okay.
civilization that makes sense, the importance
I'm in the
of
process of starving my
sexual
cat,
and
so my
romantic
fat cat won't eat as
drive
much.
cannot be
Nice.
overstated.
No.
For
Not
almost
literally
all of our
starving,
history
but-
as humans, the desire to
saying,
become
you know.
worthy of a sexual
Yeah.
relationship has motivated men
Just not
to
feeding 'em as
accomplish
much.
great
Oh,
things.
for sure.
It is in large measure the
Let the
fuel
big boy
that
sleep in
created
my room at
civilization.
night, which is
Oh,
upsetting
yeah.
my
By
oldest.
eliminating
He sleeps
that
with me at
incentive structure,
Yeah.
by making
In
sex
my world,
common,
there are no secrets.
She makes it
disgusting,
hard for me to turn over at night 'cause it's like,
dangerous,
I don't want to stick
my
around
feet
we
here.
or
are
somewhere in my legs. It's like,
removing
Air
the
makes my
thing
eyes
that
water.
caused
Struggle.
us to find this way of being, and
I hope those who die
I'm
get out of
afraid,
this place.
although it's hard to predict the particulars of the way that goes wrong.
Oh, my
The
character said
general
she found peace.
trajectory is clear. And
Oh.
again,
That's very, very much true. Same thing for women. How much of what we
need to find
do as
peace.
women
Finally
is
leaving
for
her
the sake
cage.
of finding a good partner, being good for a partner, being attractive to said partner, doing the right thing to bring about the conditions to have a family. So much of what we do in life is to the service of an end of a relationship, companionship, family building. And if you take that piece and that incentive out of the world,
Oh my god, I
which
still
I don't
can't
think
get
will
up
ever fully
there.
be out of the world. If you take the
I keep
portion of
falling
that pie
off.
that
How
is like sex and
stupid is
intimacy,
that?
you do have
I feel it.
a problem on your hands. Now, sex and intimacy happens to be far more important for men, I think, in the way that OnlyFans is pitching this now. But they're slowly unlocking the same, what drives women in that direction as well. I see things on TikTok that are like advertisements for pornography, but it is like men you can listen to who are talking to you. We all know women are much more inclined to like reading erotica or wanting to like listen to their pornography, and that's being unlocked too. And it's going to be a very, very popular thing that I think is right around the bend. So as soon as they unlock all the different drives for women, which for some of them it's going to be, you know, video porn and stuff like that, but for others it's going to be different. Coming after
She's
you
a little
too,
mad
babes.
that I like killed her.
Coming after you too. And then a lot of things fall out of line if we lose that drive.
right thing to do is for young people to say, actually, I can see the problem, and I'm going to opt out, and I'm going to interact with those who have also opted out.
Goddamn it.
I don't know why that movement has not
I'm
arisen
coming,
yet,
Diva.
but
I'm gonna save you.
when it does, it will not be a moment too soon.
And there we go. That is the end of the video. I think it is. It is upon us. I think slowly people are making that decision and becoming aware of just how big the problem is. I mean, OnlyFans is going to be a huge catalyst in people recognizing this issue, because it's, you know, one of the biggest
I am a little
websites
suspect
for
of
this sort
Speedy.
of engagement. And like I said, it's causing real tangible problems in people's relationships, and it's going to become unignorable here.
Yeah, if it's not
shortly.
already, for sure.
Right, if it's not already, it soon will be. And I guess that encompasses my thoughts on the matter. I'm very much curious to hear yours. This was a very enlightening video, and I love hearing a different perspective and an outside perspective on these issues, because sometimes you don't even think, I've not thought to like do an episode on this, but I saw this video pop up on my feed and I thought, oh yeah, that's something that we could definitely talk about on the show. We haven't really touched that subject all that much, for lack of a better phrasing, guys. Drop your thoughts in the comments
God,
down
they
below,
fair
and your
too. What the
personal testimonials in the subject matter, if you're comfortable sharing that as well. As I said in this episode, I think it's important to sort of lift the taboo off this subject in a way, because you can't bring these things to sunlight and disinfect them if people aren't willing to actually have the conversation and admit what's going on. So do that in the comments down below. Also, if you disagree with me, do get out, but do so respectfully.
Okay.
And if you like this video, you'll be notified every single time we post a video for you guys, which is every single day. And
Today I want to talk about a recent Law & Order SVU episode that came out. I saw these clips on X, you may have seen them as well, where a white woman was raped, and that's the word I'll have to use, by a black man, right? And he doesn't
Okay,
want him to be
see,
prosecuted, he doesn't want to identify
I don't like
him
this Hopeless
because
Rose
it's
either, the way she's
she has
aimbotting.
white privilege.
Which one?
So he should walk free.
Hopeless
At first when I saw this
Rose.
clip, I was thinking, okay, that has to
She's
be a
look out
skit.
wall
Come
hack.
on,
She
that has
knows
to be a
exactly
skit.
where
That
I
can't
am.
be real. It's
Shit.
real. It's a real episode. And so I actually watched the entire episode. It is
Aimbotting
season
and wall
25,
hacking.
episode 2, in case you're curious. And so I'm going to review that episode for you today. But before we begin, please make sure you are subscribed and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. So in case you haven't seen this yet, I will say
You. This is your chance to do something about it.
Because I can afford therapy. I have that luxury, and maybe one day I'll be okay. But if that
Shit.
goes to prison,
What, this big ass Malga in the middle?
that is the only appropriate reaction if someone were to tell you that. That guy's face?
I don't want that.
Reality bends
Episode
to
is
my
from
will.
Embargo, by the way, and I used to really like this show. I stopped watching a long time ago, so I don't know what has become of it. This is just one episode. I was genuinely curious to see how they were going to portray this character. Is she actually the good guy for being so
Really? Come on, Maui.
14 who literally committed the crime, or are the rest of the characters going to understand that this is
Oh, he's definitely
insanity?
damage
So there is this
boosting.
lesbian couple.
God damn it.
Natalie, the victim, and there is Brooke, her girlfriend. Natalie goes shopping. She is trying on a bathing suit, and suddenly there are these looters that
And he's
enter
a
the mall,
two.
and they start stealing things. They start
Bet he
live
just got
streaming it. A lot of them are
banned.
masked, and a lot of them are teenagers. And so we see that one of the looters is actually a black male who goes and rapes Natalie. Now, when the
Report!
detectives find her, they take her to the hospital, and they, ask her, okay, we need you to describe this man to us. What did he look like?
I already
And
reported
she
her.
refuses. She says that she did not see him, so she doesn't want to tell the detectives the race. And they go and look at the security cameras, and they actually see that before he committed the crime, he took off his mask. And Natalie obviously saw him, so she would know his race. She would know what he looked like. So the criminal's friend, who was
And I
live
should have been
streaming the
able to
looting,
kill her 'cause I
he
got
is brought in. And
killed
his name
Maga
is Travis
because I
Butler, and he was
dropped
asked
him
why he took
and
part
threw
in
a
this
bomb
looting,
on him with a
why
couple
he
more
did what
shots, he
did,
should have been
and he
dead.
says, I needed to put food on the table. Right, but nowadays a lot of people would hear that and say, yeah, poor you. I totally get why you would need to
Oh
need
my
to
god, it blows
go
my
into
mind.
Versace,
I'm just
you know,
like,
go to the
wow.
Apple store because you don't
Still
have
going
food.
steady with the
That's why you're
hacks.
stealing luxury items. We should
Still
let them.
going
It's because of the system.
And of course,
so I'm glad
nobody,
that this detective is
but
not completely brain dead
nobody
and understands that this is ridiculous what this guy is
endorsed.
saying. So
Did
he
you
doesn't
get
buy
an
it,
Oh, of
thankfully.
course
So
not.
later on, the
No,
detectives
I
go back
don't-
to
I
the
didn't get a
victim,
single
and
one.
they show her some photos of the criminals
So
and
fuck
ask her,
endorsing
hey,
them.
do you know what that is? And again, she refuses
Seriously,
to
like,
I like
them,
that.
And they confront her and they say,
Tom.
actually, we saw the security footage. We know that you saw his face. Why aren't you telling us? And she still refuses to identify him. But then suddenly, the looters actually go to the precinct and start causing trouble, and one of the female cops starts to take out her weapon, and the main character, the detective, goes, put that down, they're just kids. Someone could get hurt. The looters are literally in your building that did what they did at the store to the woman, to the victim that you're investigating the case of, and now you're saying they're just teens. They're not just teens. They're teenage criminals. Someone could get hurt. Yeah, someone could get hurt. That's why take out the weapon. That's why you should have a weapon. So later on, Travis is there. This is the other guy who was live streaming this. And he ends up confessing that he does know the guy, and his name is Jay Watson. So they bring him in. So the woman was still saying she didn't get a good look. But then during the lineup, she sees him and she, starts to almost cry. She gets emotional and she goes, yeah, that's him. That's number 3. That's the guy. And the guy's lawyer, who's also black, who brings up, white guilt later on.
Well, I am glad that you were able to unburden yourself, Ms. Ross. But white guilt cannot and should not dictate my client's actual guilt.
Objection.
Sustained.
I made a mistake.
I really
There are
can't
so
turn
many
it
people
up,
in
can
prison
I?
who don't deserve to.
What do
He
you
wants to use
mean?
the
My
race
volume?
card
You should be
during
able
court.
to.
And they actually bring up
where
the
do I
liner
do
from the
it?
bathing suit, and they see that it
Try
was his
going-
DNA, so they know it's him.
Let me actually look at
And
it. It's a
she was
drop-down
talking
menu.
About the detective, I think, was talking
On
about the
voice chat,
brutality that took
where
place,
it
the
says
crime.
like voice chat.
And the
Let me
lawyer
see.
goes, "Well, police brutality is a thing." Bravo. Okay, yeah.
see.
So then he didn't commit the crime.
You mentioned the word brutality before. Police have their
Okay,
own form
so
of
how I
brutality.
found it was
Objection. Withdrawn.
actually where the fuck did I find that
I
shit?
can't.
Oh.
I can't. And the detectives notice that they're both
Oh,
very
okay.
upset, and they go to the
So
girlfriend,
right
Brooke,
click,
and
you
she
see
goes,
that
"Well,
little
last
arrow
night
in the
we were
Blizzard
we were
launcher
really,
thing?
really worried
A
about
little
what was
arrow
going
with
to
the
happen
next to
the
the
criminal.
green voice chat headphones.
Yeah, I
Not to
did
what
that,
happened
and it
to her
opened up a
girlfriend.
thing.
And then
holding up?
Just
yeah,
you
and
and me.
then and then right click on your own name
Inconsolable.
and then voice chat settings.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
it went down. What the
trauma
fuck is
like
up with
that,
that?
it can end up
You
in a
should
very
say the where I
vulnerable
put it.
state. Yeah,
That's
it's
dumb.
about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, mine
Okay,
changed
and
too.
what-
Mine
I
was
guess you could make
super
the
loud
argument,
when
oh,
I first dropped
what
in.
happened to
Yeah,
Natalie?
no,
This
you're
might be some
super
weird
loud. Now I can turn
psychological
it back down
response
to
to her
normal.
trauma, that now she's worried about her attacker. But this is something else. Because
I
even
know,
my
it's so
girlfriend
fucking
has this
annoying.
illness. This is a very common illness nowadays. It's called wokeism.
Just
A lot of
watch.
people do
Blizzard
suffer
is
from it,
gonna
and
creep
we
in
can
on our
totally destroy
conversation
Because
in
this is
when I
what
get
she said. I'll give
unbanned,
you
and
the
they're gonna
exact
be like,
quote.
"No,
We are
you're getting
acutely aware
banned,
of the
girly."
systemic inequities that exist within the criminal justice system.
No.
You know, that's great, but I can't help but wonder, instead of trying to comfort them, instead of talking about their recovery, you spend the night worrying about the criminal that did that to them.
I don't think they will.
We're
They're
acutely
time.
aware
I'll
of the
get
systemic
fired.
inequities that exist within the criminal justice system.
Didn't that new president
For
of Blizzard
people like Jay.
come in
Yeah.
like recently?
Our concern is that he might not receive
Well,
a fair
you know,
trial.
Microsoft put their person in,
I can't
and yeah, people,
deny
you
that there's a
know,
history of racial bias.
they're
Certainly
putting
not.
in and
How do you do
getting
this
rid of
every
the
day?
people they don't think
They're
are
very
worth it,
concerned
I guess.
about him getting a fair trial because of racial
let these
injustice,
cheats go
right?
on.
Because of the system. And when she
Oh,
went
for
quiet
sure.
during the hearing,
I
when she was
hope.
asked, "Can you identify
know
him?"
it.
in
And
the
they
room,
don't care about
you know, we made her
They
clear
don't care about
to
the
her
cheats.
that she was
Just
quiet
let me
because
go over the
she
edge.
saw that his jacket was too big. It was loose on him.
landed on that
That's
building
crazy.
and then jumped off.
And then she goes on this like rant about how I think it was her brother or something. She wanted him to steal something from
think
the
the
store,
actual
and
tank
it went on his
had
record.
something
Now
to
she
do
just
with
can't
me.
bear to see this guy go to
shoot.
prison.
Natalie, what you're talking about is apples and oranges.
Not for Eves.
Oh,
He had a
put up with
record,
that shit. He does
which
it
only
again.
further pushed him down a
I'm
path
gonna
in
switch
the
into
opposite direction of reform.
seconds
How can
in.
you justify that? Can't. You can't.
She goes to the
Oh,
detectives.
look, we got
and she talks
Lucio.
about
Wonder
how
what
she
happens
can
then.
afford therapy because you know she has white privilege, but he's just a teen and he's black because he'll have a record. Yeah, that's what
Gotta figure
happens
out what
if you commit
DPS I'm
crimes.
gonna
This whole
go.
thing was like watching
Oh,
a
what
very
the?
very frustrating skit. Like there were just moments here.
Oh,
and I know
please
this
let me
is a very
live. Ah,
serious
I
topic,
deserve
but
that.
The way that she's responding, like you can't help
He-
but chuckle because of
Someone trying
how
to throw me off.
insane the things she's saying are.
Oh,
The
I
detective
almost
talks to
died.
her in the bathroom and she says,
Whoa.
you know, you can't go into the
Oh no!
other
Oh
she
no!
is.
Oh no! Oh no! Ah!
concerned.
No!
This
Trying to, like,
guilty.
grab
He
onto
feels
you.
Come on! Come on!
paid
Come on!
for
Come
what
on!
he
Come on!
did. And
Come on! Come on!
at the exact moment, she kind of rolls
No!
her eyes.
You
She
bitch!
decides
Ah!
to go along with her narrative, the messed up narrative of her mind, where I guess she thinks that, you know, because someone committed a crime, if they're black, then they should be able to get away with it.
Saw a chance to victimize you and took it.
Oh no!
You know, I have a lot of admiration for you.
Then later on in court, she does identify him. Then because of the DNA and everything, Jay changes his mind and is now pleading guilty. And he goes to talk to the male detective. And he says, you know, I never really got much
Please
attention.
don't kick me out of the game. I swear.
He's playing the victim.
Go ahead, Jay.
I think she's cheating, honestly.
Could be.
That girl, Natalie,
Yeah.
I did what she said.
People just suck so much.
She ain't lying. It was just supposed to be a robbery. But when I saw her,
Oh,
No, I'm
my
just
whole
kidding.
life, nobody paid attention to anything I
How many
did.
Lucio
Not at
dies so
home,
much?
at school, always felt kind of invisible, you know? So why would this be any different?
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I thought this would just be, you know, something that no one paid attention to. Oh, I would love to see Jay's reaction when he's in prison. You know, things happen in male prisons. If someone went to
dead.
him, a man, and said, "What's about to happen
Yep.
here?"
Oh,
because
really,
of
Rocco?
the
You're gonna
present
come over
prison
here only when I have
because of
food?
racism. So
You
that's
can't
why
eat this.
You should forgive me after what I'm about to
Crazy
do.
kitty cat.
I doubt he would appreciate that. Now you
Alright.
can SA people.
So I
now
switched
you
to
can go
Junkrat. We
local.
should be
now
okay
you can
this
do whatever
time.
you want because your ancestors were slaves. What if someone says, you know, I didn't get food on the table when I was a kid. We really struggled. We were poor. So when I grew up, I became a cannibal.
Let's make
Should
this
we say,
quick.
oh, okay, yeah, or you? Anyone
wonder if I
who
should switch
in
to
real life
Anna.
is acting like these women in the show, they need
You
to go
can.
to a
It's up
non-woke
to you.
therapist. If you commit these
Anna
sorts of
is always
crimes,
great.
it doesn't
Rocco,
matter if you're a
no!
man or
Hey!
a man or
No,
a woman.
sir!
If you're acting
Holy
like an
shit!
animal,
Get
you
the
get
hell off of
treated like
there!
an animal. You get locked in your cage along with other animals.
thinks I
If
can't
you do
see
the
him.
crime, you do the time. Okay?
He's about to
Okay.
put his
I would love
feet
to
in the
hear your
bowl
thoughts
of
about this, so
soup
make
I
sure you
made.
comment below. Also like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.
Oh,
Hey
sneaky
everybody,
kitty cat.
welcome back. These are some hilariously dumb people on TikTok.
So I got a fish at the fair last night,
Alright.
And as you can see, it's not in here. I just woke up. I look on the floor.
Now we'll see if this bitch is.
And my only thought is,
Where
is it?
Oh yeah, aimbot right into me and then right off. Yep, she's cheating.
But then I see this.
Oh no.
And then it gives me straight flashbacks of last night, 4 a.m. in the morning actually. I woke up
I'm gonna add wall hack.
and I smashed this whole roll
Where's
of
my
Oreos.
thing?
Bro!
I remember that.
And you guzzled
And I'm
down a
thinking, there's no way I
goldfish?
ate a whole roll with no liquids, and I'm thinking, bro, I'm almost 100% sure I swallowed that fish. I'm so sure I went. And the fish was in there. I have a fish in my stomach right now.
In polyamorous relationships and listen to some of the issues that they face, because I've seen a lot more articles come out recently. Apparently, Gen Z really is into these sorts of open relationships. So we're gonna take a look. But before we begin, please make sure you are subscribed and have hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos.
So my husband casually dropped today that he met this chick on Bumble that's only in town for a week, so we all know what that means. So I sent him a text like, babe, live your best life. If this thing goes all night, you want to go back to her Airbnb. You want to stay so that you can hit it in the morning again. Live your best life, babe. I got it here at home. Why did I do it? Because I'm such a good polyamorous wife, first of all.
I'm sorry, I'm one of the cool girls. I let my is it the husband? Is it the boyfriend? I let him cheat on me because I'm cool. That's what it's sounding like to me. Just saying.
But also because you put that karma in the bank
Alright,
and then your
I'll
girl's gonna cash it out later.
Okay, so translation, she might want to cheat too in the future. Like, let's say she finds someone she wants to sleep with, even though she's already in a relationship. She can bring up the fact that he also slept with another woman. This sounds really healthy, yeah.
You have to show up for your partner the way
She
you
just
want them
doesn't
to
take
show up
any
for
damage.
you.
I don't think
If
she's
I had
getting hit
somebody
that
rolling
much.
down, you better believe I would want my husband to step it up.
Alright, who the
So
fuck
if
is, like,
someone better
oh,
comes
it's that
along, you have the
somber?
green light to go ahead and yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I feel like in most cases that won't end well. Maybe there's like a percentage of people who are totally fine
And
with
who
that
does she
and
throw
it
her
works,
spear
but I
at?
think a majority of people
Me.
are gonna run into some problems.
Yeah.
Jealousy being one of them.
Definitely.
To have a happy, successful relationship, you have to make sacrifices. If you take a look at couples that have been together for a very long time, if you have parents that stay together or grandparents or someone you know, you will see that those people have had to make sacrifices. And it's not what you see in the movies, because that part of the relationship isn't, you know, as glamorous, so they don't really show that. But over time, you realize that it's not always, you know, sunshine and flowers. There will be hard times, and if you really love the person, then you will stick with them. They're not happy 24/7. No one is really happy 24/7. That's okay. But they're better together than they are apart. And even though they may find someone that they find attractive, they remind themselves they're actually married. So that's not an option for them. If you can't do that, if you really don't want to do that, then what is the point of getting married in the first place? Or having a relationship with that person in the first place? Unless it's all just casual,
I mean, I
until
have an
someone
alt.
better comes
I can't
along. It
use.
reminds me of the phrase, a friend to all is a friend to none. Because,
It's
you know, they're the
direct,
ones
like,
that
there's just
make these
no-
relationships just sound like friendships, right? Friends with benefits sort of thing.
Why is she not enough?
Anybody who's shooting.
Why is she not enough?
It's,
Why
I mean,
is not
like,
enough,
it's
Steve?
kind of like
Yeah,
asking, it's kind of like
It's
you've
not
got like,
straight. It varies a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
like a close friend, but then you've got other friends, like, well, why is that one friend not enough?
If you've ever met someone that's super popular, but they're very shallow, there's just something off about them. So
I'm gonna
they
be
have all these
zen.
friendships,
Okay, don't
but
let me
they
pick
don't really
something
have
up,
any
please.
meaningful, like, deep connections with
And then
anyone.
it switches to
You may remember this video. I talked about it because they are raising babies, non-binary
You're an
babies.
asshole.
But I want to revisit it and take a closer look at the relationship between the adults here.
There's Ari, Gwendolyn, and Brinnifer.
Ooh, what interesting names.
They are in a polyamorous relationship, and they all parent Hazel and Sparrow.
We have a 2-year-old
I was
intergender
having
baby and a
but
10-year-old who
anymore.
is non-binary.
They have chosen not to disclose Sparrow's gender.
We don't know it yet.
Have you never changed the baby's diapers? What do you mean you don't know it yet? So much confusion in one family.
It's something that Sparrow's gonna have to figure out and then tell us.
These polyamorous parents let their children choose their gender. As for their oldest child, Hazel, that's neither
Oh,
male
I was
nor
trying to
female.
go in my freeze
Gender
form. It didn't
is
work.
A personal identity.
See, both
Basically,
of
almost
them came
everyone
at
on
me.
the planet are assigned a gender when they're young.
Extraordinary family. I don't know if that's the word I would use. Think about it.
Okay,
Kids
I
need
just
a
switched to
stable
Anna,
home. You're
and I'm
bringing
this
in
I
people
fucking hate. It's one
to
thing for
have
me to
a
waste
home
time
together.
reporting people.
Okay,
When I'm
you
trying
have
to
one
switch
mom,
heroes, it
and what is
really
that?
pisses
Two
me off.
biological males, it seems, but they're all what? Trans women, or the kids don't have a gender.
Parents educate their children differently from regular public schools.
Whoop.
And they're homeschooled in public school.
Oh.
And those will say, yeah, gender's not a thing. But someone could tell the child, what? You don't have a gender? They might question that. And the parents would
Let's see if this,
you know, better for them to stay at home. Our generation claiming to
Yeah.
want these open relationships,
And
right?
on.
But then also dating us. We want to be in trouble, quadruple. We want 10 people.
It's all these little CS:GO buddies that they're just like,
No one's
yeah.
actually getting married. People
I
are
like
having
to
less
hack.
children. I think it's because nothing is working.
This game is free to
Because
play.
people are straying further and further away
So I'm
from
gonna
how
hack.
things were done in the past, and instead of looking to the past and saying, hey, maybe that actually does work. Maybe we should give that a try. Traditional marriage, right? They're saying no, it must be something else, because that's obviously, that's the patriarchy, that's sexist, that's whatever. Actually, I think it's probably because we don't have a fifth member. That must be the problem.
You share your man with somebody if he gave you everything you wanted. I share these men for less because they gonna go cheat anyway. They gonna go cheat anyway. So if I know for sure that he's gonna give me everything I wanted, I will voluntarily share. Cause we involuntarily share these men all the time. They cheat. My man probably cheating.
If your man is cheating, you leave. Not to say, oh yeah, okay, now you have my consent to cheat.
Well, instead of just
My man
aim,
probably cheating.
I would for everything too. Fuck her.
Literally. I've been cheated on. You've been cheated on.
Now, why don't you
you've been
stay in the
cheated
way,
on.
you
And the
dumbass, so
description,
I can fucking
black
heal you.
polygamy,
Don't go
2
behind
wives,
things.
sister wives,
You
sister
dumbass
wives.
motherfucker. Bye.
Polygamy goals. This is polygamy goals. All men are gonna cheat on me, so let me just accept the fate and consent.
We're gonna have to
them
wait for the
cheating on me.
dumbass
That's
thing to get
polygamy
back.
goals. We didn't used to have this.
That's
sort
not
of
the
law.
objective,
Now
no!
that's empowering, right? Oh yeah, men can sleep around.
How?
Women must be able to sleep around.
How? Tell me how we're gonna attack the objective, bitch.
Men and women are different. While I
'Cause
don't
look,
think
bro,
anyone
I
should really
died.
be doing this, like
You're not
sleeping
even
around,
here.
culture, you know, these sorts of relationships. I think men are more likely to benefit from that. That doesn't mean
Once
that
the,
women
soldier
to be
isn't
equal
fucking
have to lie to
cheating.
themselves and say, yeah, I can totally do that. Also, they're treating these relationships like friendships.
Watch
So
this
what is
bullshit.
the difference here? This all just sounds like friends with benefits. It's a very hedonistic view of relationships too. I'm just gonna do what makes me happy in the moment. I saw someone I'm attracted to. I'm
It's gonna be
already
the
married,
craziest
so let
shit.
me just go tell my husband,
Tell us
hey,
about to have his
I wanna
all.
cheat on
I'm
you.
about
As
to
I
get
said, there's
my
a
all.
lot of people promoting
And
this,
he's just gone
articles
way off
coming
somewhere
out from the
else.
New York Post. Is your relationship ready for polyamorous? 6 times that's the non-monogamous
his
writers
dumb ass.
reporter, it always feels like a sacrifice to curtail her
Whee!
desires of
See,
exploration
turret W.
when in previous one-on-one traditional relationships.
Simple
Yeah, that's part of
turret.
it, Sarah. Online dating might be playing a role too. Because when you are
I'm tired of this
on
fucking,
dating apps,
on, bro.
you see that there are so many people. A lot of people now think, oh, okay, why am I with this person?
And
I
she's
could be with
just
someone better.
aiming so
There
well,
must be
it's
something
pissing
better
me
out there.
off.
So it's always like searching and searching and oh, but you could have more. You're never happy with what you have. And I think that's playing a role. Polyamory educator Leanne Yao said that those with adventurous spirits and an
Why
appetite
is
for new
everybody going
things
off to the
may also
fucking
want to
left?
give polyamory a fair shake. See how they're making this sound? If you want adventure, if you want something cool and fun, and you're open-minded, this might be the way. By
Yeah,
cheating
that's what I'm
on your
talking about.
significant other. So someone who's energized by novelty, learning and self-discovery, and things like that would be a really good fit for non-monogamy. And non-monogamy
And just stay in the
satisfies
door,
this
you
need for
fucking
adventure in a
asshole,
big way.
Lucio.
Hiking or something if you want adventure. Recent studies showing that a majority of surveyed Gen Z age participants are opting
Do you
for
think
open
grouping up is what we should do
65%
now?
of those types
You
of
haven't grouped up
relationships
the whole
provide
fucking
fuller
game.
sexual and romantic life
God.
experiences, while nearly half admit that one sexual
Mm-mm.
partner simply can't fulfill their sexual needs. I think people are now messed up because of porn. Also, Gen Z is breaking the mold of everything from workplace etiquette to relationship norms. and it's working so well. Our generation is so happy. Of course, it has nothing
This
to do
ends
with
now.
people chopping their bodies up,
No, 2
taking
endorsements,
hormones,
yeah.
cheating on each other. Gen Zers are known as being the most sexually accepting generation,
not.
but are also reporting rising rates of abstinence, virginity, and loneliness. There we
Okay,
go.
I need
While
a
sitting
break
on
'cause I have
opposite
to
ends of
bath
the
and get
spectrum,
something
these
to
two
eat.
different groups may
Sounds
actually
good.
be explained by their struggle to make deep emotional
Alright.
connections. Destiny,
catch
you
you
may know
later.
him. He had an open
Lame.
relationship, which he
Good
talked
luck.
about. They broke
No,
it off.
Because in
looks
life,
good if you
sometimes
decide
life
to
is
do
fun.
it.
Sometimes I want to be with a
Alright.
girl that's Hispanic or Asian. Sometimes I want to be with somebody that
Have
is
fun.
into
Marriage
something
is
that's
not
slightly
a
different.
friendship. Kind of helps like having an open relationship too, because you actually get to like taste the things that you're interested in that might not be like a relationship. You know, like you live with them.
내가 모든 달러